I can't hear you.
I just finished my master in the modeling effectiveness of authentication, and Alhamdulillah, now now I'm doing for my PhD while I'm continue for my job at Shah Alam. So today we have a great day together with Dr. Azeqa. Dr. Azeqa, whose name is Aini Azeqa binti Ma'ruf. So Alhamdulillah, thank you for accept our invitation from Chapter Yours, and we hope that the sharing from Dr. Azeqa will inspire all our students in this link. And for your information, our participants not only come from UPM, but it's also come from the other university. So can we introduce ourselves through chatting side? Where are you from? You can mention what is your campus, where are you from, and what kind of your field expert in your study. Because I heard that from administration that we have from UMS, UMT, UPP, you have from UKM. So everyone can introduce yourself in our chatting room. Your name, your current campus right now, what kind of program you are doing in your master's or PhD. So we can, inshallah, through this simple method, we can understand and we can introduce ourselves together. While we will proceed to the our next agenda. Ali Azwar, Nawara, Kuyusuf, Nadia Abdullah, and so on. Where are you from? All right, so thank you, Nawara. Okay, Nawara from PhD in Accounting UPM. Okay, and the others? Because they are around 43% is come from UPM students and the service is come from the outside campus. So thank you very much to support our Champions Club for this event. With that, we will help every month of our program. Then today we will focus on our topic of how to manage our stress in the postgraduate life. So, all right, without further ado, I would like to pass this floor to Dr. Azeqa by starting with the introduction of yourself, and then we'll proceed with the topic. Thank you. Please have the floor, Doctor.
Okay, thank you, Azri, for the opening. Actually, I have a slide today, so how can I like link that here? Wait,
Okay, Doctor,
all right.
make click the button of present now.
Present now, okay.
Uh, and then you choose the button of entire window, and then you click.
Okay.
All right.
Wow, now everyone can look my screen. Okay, actually for today, I prepared some slide. Let me see. Okay. So can everyone have a view on the slide? Does everyone have a view? Azri, can you see it?
Full screen better. It's better to full screen, doctor, if you're able to make it full screen.
Yeah, like this. Can you see it?
Ah, okay, it's better. Now we can see your
Yeah,
slide.
it's better, but I cannot see all your faces. Okay, it's all right. So it's just like I'm talking to myself right now. Or can I just like present it inside? Wait. Can it be inside here? No. Okay. I think a window should be okay. Sorry for taking time. All right. Can you
Okay,
see it?
okay. Is it okay, doctor, right now?
Yeah, it's okay, but just that I cannot see all your faces, so you feel like I'm like a schizophrenic talking by my own. Okay.
Okay,
First of
the
all,
admin just now, Doctor, the admin just now
sorry.
suggests if you can give the slide to me, then I will pass to the admin for them to present the slide. So you just present, then the admin will conduct the slide.
Okay, how can I send that to you?
You send me through WhatsApp, then I will pass to my admin to conduct that.
Okay. Sorry for taking time. Yeah, I already sent it to you, but I think it will take time. It's okay. I can just navigate it myself, right? Okay. So we can just start it. We can just start it. We can just start. Um. Oh, not this one. Okay. So before that, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to all. Okay. I really hope that you all have. We're going to have a great day today. Okay. If we know that yesterday, we've been hit with quite a strong, storm. Okay, stormy day yesterday evening. So hopefully today is going to be a very, very good day, inshallah. And before that, I would like to thanks to Chapter Alumni Yosh UPM in collaboration with Alumni Center UPM for inviting me for today's session. Okay, or it's more to sharing that I like it to put it that way, because I'm not going to give some lecture. If I give a lecture, that means that it's going to be like a lengthy, wordy stuff. But as for today, it's going to be like much of images sharing, because I do believe that our brain can capture or can process more images compared to lengthy word. Okay, so before we go into our sharing today, okay, I would like to just briefly introduce myself. I'm Azeqa from Faculty of Human Ecology, and my degree was in Bachelor of Education, Counseling and Guidance. Okay, and then actually I got a fast track line to directly proceed to a PhD, but then I just um, decided to further or to go for masters first, because I don't have any experience on researching. Okay, because for Bachelor of Education, we don't have final year project, but then we have to go for a practical at school, especially for counseling teachers. Okay, so then I further for masters, because I want to go for research. I don't have any experience on research. So my master's was in social psychology from the Faculty of Human Ecology, and then my PhD was in social psychology too, in Sheffield University, United Kingdom. Okay, actually, I just got my PhD in 2018. So it just like within 2 years' time. Okay, I just like secured my PhD in 2 years' time. So when I've been invited to talk about stress, it really, I still have that stress feeling inside me. Okay, because the phobia, the stress, anxiety of the postgraduate life still inside me. I still have that feeling. So, but it's good, to get this topic because I can share, okay, the stress in terms of the social and psychological perspective. Okay, I like to highlight that is in terms of social and psychological, not in terms of clinical, not in terms of psychiatrics, not in terms of counseling, but in terms of social and psychological, which is my expertise. Okay, so the topic today that I got is stress in postgraduate life. There's always a way out. Okay, when we talk about stress, it's normal. It happens to everyone. Okay, but the difference is on how you deal with that stress. I like to come up. Actually, in keeping me motivated, I used to go for a motivational quote. It really helped me to boost my motivation and momentum to reduce the stress during the postgraduate life. So one of the quote is from Franklin Roosevelt. Okay, he says that a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. All right, a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor means what? If you are in a comfort zone, okay, that's not good because you need to go through a rough sea in order for your muscle to move. Okay, but however, if the sea is too rough, you might sink. Okay, you akan tenggelam, but that's not good either. Okay, so whatever it is, any challenging experiences, any harsh condition that you're facing through your postgraduate life, it actually will make you a person that is more tougher and more capable, and you learn more compared to easy situation, which I believe that if in a postgraduate life you think that everything is easy, and then actually it really not help you in becoming you a better person later on. Okay, easy situation can never improve you or to make you better. So a little bit rough, a little bit stress is good for you. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Doesn't that stress you out? Okay, it's very like normal. We it's happened that sometimes we receive um a wild talk from others. Don't you like stress when you embark in your master or PhD journey? Okay, how you manage that? Okay, we might receive that sort of question, isn't it? So there's some people that tend to like, okay, I just want to cannot stand the stress, so I just want to delete it. I want to quit my master, I want to quit my PhD. Or whether there's some other individual that might want to face the stress, want to face the anxiety of the postgraduate life. Okay, so I like to highlight that stress is normal in postgraduate life, and stress might be one of your biggest enemy. Okay, that might step you down, that can step you down. Stress, okay, and stress can lead to anxiety and depression as well. Okay, so these three devil, the stress, anxiety, and depression, actually it intercorrelate with each other. So if you cannot handle your stress, then it might lead to anxiety and further on depression, severe stress. Okay, so that's why for today I don't want you to provide you with something that might make you more stressful. Just enjoy the talk and hopefully it can give some insight to you. Right. So stress in postgraduate life still is normal. Okay, if you're stressed, then that's normal. If you think I'm not stressed, I am stressed. Okay, yesterday I'm stressed because I don't have any content to present for today yet, so I'm stressed. But that is good stress because it helped me um to finish up the content for today. Okay, so, but in order how I'm going to finish the content for today, it depends on how I'm facing that stress. Okay, how I can cope and reduce the stress on yesterday. That's very important for us to move forward. So when you're stressed in postgraduate life, chill. That's normal. Everyone feels the stress. Okay, even though there's some people that ended up with depression. Okay, so in psychology, okay, I just remember what my lecturer say. Okay, during my degree, if you don't stress, if you don't have that emotion, means that you are not normal. Okay, you might have a schizophrenia, you might have a severe depression because you don't have that feeling of stress in you. You are abnormal. So it means that you are normal. That's good. But then survive during the postgraduate life, that's extraordinary. Okay, because not all people that embark in the master's and PhD journey can survive till the end. Okay, can get their PhD, can get their master's. So once you're in this journey, make sure you have that self-determination and have that mission to finish it up, what you have started. Okay, so if you look at this picture, the zebra, okay, I think it's stress. Yeah, along the way you might like grow some, white hair, and then your hair begin to fall. That's normal. That's a process of life. Okay, it makes you more wiser, more matured. Okay, all right. So this is just a little bit of not statistic, just a bit of number on postgraduate enrollment in 2018. Okay, even though it's in 2018, but it's still valid, right? In terms of literature review, we need the within 5 years of literature. Okay, in 2018, from the Nation Higher Education. Okay, if you can see here, oh, the lower arrow is actually, I want to point it out at the Sarjana Muda, the bachelor degree. Okay, is around 98,000 that embark in, that go for the bachelor degree. And then let's look for the Sarjana and PhD. How many people that enrolled in 2008 is 20,000 for masters and so nearly like 7,000 for PhD. But the more important is the outcome, the output. Okay, so whether you can reach to this final goal, it really depends on you. Okay, so not all people that, yeah, they can register for PhD, for master, okay, but then how far can they survive and finish up their PhD or masters? That's the most important thing. Okay, so once you're already in your master or PhD, means that that's good enough. Just that how you're going to survive, that's more important. Okay, master PhD journey is cakewalk, no? Okay, is it a like piece of cake? Sometimes, there's a number of my undergrad come to me and then asking, Doctor, can I like further master after this? And I asked, why do you want to further your masters when you can, just work, you can gain money from that. But then they asked because I don't know what to do next. I don't have, I don't think what jobs I want to work after this. So I think that I want to go for masters because I think it's going to be like fun. It's going to be easy. Okay. So actually, yeah, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy if you want to enroll. Even though you just have a draft or proposal and then you submit to the the STS in UPM and then you can be accepted. It's easy as that. But then the most important is the journey that you're going to go through. All right. So when you think it's going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy, actually it's difficult, lemon difficult. Okay. I'm not like overgeneralizing it, but it really is. Okay. So because one of the scholar, okay, say to me that learning is hard. Okay, belajar tu susah. If learning or doing a master or PhD is easy, then we will have like so many scholars in this world. There will be so many PhD holders in this world. Okay, so it means that not everyone can survive the journey, but if you can, then you're extraordinary. Okay. Um, right. Okay. Come out to stress. What is stress actually? Why do you stress? And what makes you stress? Actually, in the psychological perspective, it's actually a response to a situation that a person perceives. Okay, perceive mean in psychology is your perception, is your own perception towards that issue that makes you stress. Okay, there might be a person, two individual, one individual, okay, they might not see that situation as a stress, but the second one might see it as a stress. So, what's the difference is the perception towards that issue, okay, and a person perceived to be overwhelming, okay, a strong feeling of emotion, especially a negative feeling of emotion, okay, that the person does not think that he or she can meet the demand, okay, when you why you are stressed because you think that you cannot do it, you think that you cannot reach the goal, you think that you cannot reach the deadline, that's why you stress actually. And what else, okay, it could be many factors that make you stressed because you perceive that or you put a negative perception on that issue, so that makes you stressed. Okay, so in your research, for example, if you look at this this image is on your right, okay, said, is there anyone we can contact for you? Just a little bit to the goal, I don't know goal or what, okay, this goal thing. So for example, if you're doing your in the analyzing part, okay, and some sort of, especially for the social science, okay, you're nearly to the significant, okay, there's a significant difference, but then um, it ended up with like just a nearly like 0.0 like 6 or 0.0549 like that. Again, then you already stress out because you think that oh okay, your result or your outcome is rubbish. So okay, the world is end for you. No, okay, but if you look at it in a positive way, actually there always a justification of um all the results that you get, okay, especially for the social sciences. If you don't get a significant effect, okay, for those that going for an experimental design, it might be different, that you might need to change the simulation, etc., as that. Okay, so stress is really depends on how you look at that scenario, whether it's in a positive or in a negative way. Okay, so eustress vs de-stress. Okay, this one is also a psychological, psychological term that we use. Eu is from a Greek word which means good. Okay, eustress means a good stress. De-stress means a bad stress. Okay, a negative form of stress that will lead you to anxiety and depression. Eustress is really good for you because if you can handle it, actually it can boost your cognitive performance. Okay, so if you look at this level of stress, the calm one here, okay, you still, if you're in a calm state, you still have an improvement in your performance, but then if, like for example, you're approaching the deadline and there's some stress that coming around, actually it will make you more focused, more energized, and actually that will lead to your optimal performance that I was yesterday when I want to come up with all this content. I need to focus. So alhamdulillah, it's a eustress because I'm here now today to talk with you. Okay, if I ended up with distress, okay, I think that okay, I cannot cope it. I don't want to give talk today. I'll just want to pass it to my friend, okay, and then I keep on thinking, overthinking. Why I can't finish it? So if I don't deal with that, okay, it will ended up with what is exhaustion. We feel tired, okay, because when we are stressed, we lose more energy, lots of energy, and then we will ended up with breakdown and burnout. That one we call it distress. Okay, sorry. So a popular scholar that researching on stress, okay, has Sally, okay, he says that it's not stress that kills us, but it's our reaction to it. Okay, so how do you react with that certain scenario? If you look at it in a positive way, then the outcome will be positive. If you focus on the negative, then you will end up with a low performance, or you might not finish your master's or PhD. Okay, it really depends on how you interpret. It's you yourself, not your surrounding, not your environment, but you yourself that will determine whether you can finish up your PhD or your master's or not. Okay. So a little bit of in terms of the psychological perspective on what's good about psychology is that we get to know why we feel like that, or why we have that sort of emotion, why we have that some sort of cognition, or why do we behave like that. That one is psychology. It's about the self. Okay, it's about getting to know or understand the oneself. So actually, why do you feel stressed? In psychology, we do believe that it's the mind or the brain that control us. Okay, so the amygdala is actually just like a nutshell. Okay, so the role of the amygdala, if you can see a red spot here, that's the amygdala. It controls the role of amygdala is it controls the emotion and behavior. It process, okay, it process the emotion or the fear from the environment. Okay, so when we are in a situation, okay, so the amygdala will interpret the scenario, whether it is a stressful one or less stressful. If we interpret it as a stressful one, okay, when our brain interpret it as a negative perception about the scenario, then it will end up by releasing a lot of cortisol. Cortisol is a stressful hormone. It's a stress hormone. We call it cortisol. The more cortisol being released, the more stressed we are. Okay, so actually, if you look at this picture on your right here, so sometimes our heart, okay, hati, okay, sometimes we tend to look at the positive side, okay, it's okay, but then when it comes to our mind, like, we tend to interpret it negatively. Why? Because of overthinking, because of, um, the irrational belief that will later on affect our stressful level, our stress level. Okay, so that's why in everyday life, okay, when you're in the low emotion, you're in a calm state or calm level. When you are dealing with a scenario, okay, you can deal it in a proper way. You can think rationally. You can make a good decision making because of what you are in a calm state. The amygdala can process that, okay, and then it can interpret that as a a good thing, for example. But let's say if you're in a high emotion, okay, you interpret that negatively. So in psychology, we call that as an amygdala hijack. Okay, when there's a pressure comes to you, and you tend to act irrationally because of what we call the amygdala hijack. The 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 stimulus, okay, that can't arrive on your amygdala to process, but it directly go to the emotion, to the releasement of the cortisol. So that's why sometimes, you know, um, you might see that there's different people with different issues in a different way. Okay, it really depends on how they interpret or how they put that scenario into, how they perceive that. So it's really important on your mindset about your master's or PhD, how you put that, um, in order for you to control your stress. Okay, so why stress? Okay, there might be many factors of stress. It could be by you yourself individually, or it might be from the social as well. Okay, the social influence, the family. There could be a variety number of stress. Okay, so if you can see a picture, my mother does something for me. Okay, it's a stressful text messages. Yeah, my mom also did that to me, but um, that's a eustress. Okay, I interpret that as a eustress, not as a distress. Okay, so why? To reveal the reality of postgraduate life. Why do we stress? Because people thoughts or people thinking. Okay, because when I did my PhD, there's some posting saying that, oh, seems that your PhD journey is easy. So I'm planning to register for a PhD in few years time. Okay, but actually you need to remember that PhD or master is not that easy. Okay, because it involves knowledge. Knowledge is not something that you can get in one night. It really relies on your strength, your self-determination, your self-discipline. So why do we stress? Because of people's thoughts. Okay, people think that you're not doing your work. PhD almost is very easy. You just like open your laptop and tap tap tap, and then you go for a lab, you go for a run for experiment. If it doesn't work, then you can run it again. Okay, and then for the social science, you can just like collect the data, determine the sample, the population, the sample, and then collect data, and then just interpret and justify just that all. Why do you see that's hard? Okay, so it's people thought that make us stress, and then nonsense or irrational thoughts also will make us stress. Okay, actually, I do like experience this with my professor. It sometimes takes time for me to write a proper email to send to my supervisor, especially when I want to postpone my meeting, because I think that I didn't do great enough. Okay, I like my analysis or my writing it doesn't up to my par. Okay, so I just want to like ask for a postpone meeting. Sometimes that is nonsense. Okay, whatever you have, sometimes you can just like send it to your supervisor. But yes, this is the reality. So my professor usually will reply to me like, "Good, great, sure, no, it's okay, it's fine, take your time." Okay, that one is if you got a good supervisor, of course. All right. So irrational thoughts. Okay. We always face irrational thoughts or irrational thinking. Okay. Sometimes, or we call it cognitive distortion. We tend to overgeneralize something. For example, when one thing's gone wrong, and then we tend to draw a conclusion that it will go wrong. Okay, everything will go wrong. Or if unpleasant happens, then you conclude that it will happen over and over again. That one is irrational belief or cognitive dislocation. It's one of your biggest enemy. Okay, sometimes you feel that oh you cannot do it, it's too hard, uh, but you're not even trying it yet. Okay, so that one is the irrational thoughts that will contribute to your stress. And then expectation from you yourself. You think that you're doing great enough, but then perhaps your supervisor expected that you're going more higher. Okay, so expectation from the family, expectation from what else? The department or your institution that want you to GOT, graduate on time. So that one will contribute to your stress. Okay, useless. Sometimes, yeah, we do feel useless, isn't it? Because, or how many times that you feel useless when embarking your master or PhD journey? So sometimes you tend to blame yourself, okay, because you can't fulfill your deadline. You blame yourself because at one point you feel stupid. What am I doing? Why do I do masters? Why do PhD when I can just like stay at home for the woman? I can stay at home with my family. Okay. So sometimes you might feel that your self-esteem is low when you present your result, and your friends have like a great, a nice, bombastic presentation, but not you. You can't even like defend your result. So there's a point that you feel that you are useless and your self-esteem down. But that's a postgraduate life. That's normal. Okay, you're not a professor. Okay, we are all still in a journey. Even the professor that have flaws in them. So no problem. We are a normal human being. Just bear that in mind. Okay, and then family issues. Okay, um, you just need to know. Okay, stress is not master or PhD is not only the contribute for your stress. Okay, some people, okay, they have problem with their supervisor. They have problem with their family. Okay, what I want to tell you that is uh, the issues, okay, that you are facing. No. Okay, there must be a crisis that you're going to face in your master's or PhD. Not that I'm like, dua or praying bad, but there must be, okay, if it's not from the supervisor, It must be from your family. It must be from your work. Okay, if you're doing it spiral master, okay, part time. So it really depends. Okay, so don't say that if you have a problem with your supervisor, your friend doesn't have, because he or she have a great supervisor, a supportive supervisor. Don't think that they don't have issues. Perhaps they have family issues back home. Okay, they have issues with their parents. They have issues with their husband or wife. They have issues with the kids. Okay, so and then for the mother, they might rushing with the household, and the father need to send kids to school. And I have like a few friends that ended up with divorce. Okay, so masters and PhD, is actually a lesson for every each individual. They have their own stories to tell about the PhD journey. It's not just about the empirical data, but it's also the life lesson that they learn during their PhD life. Okay, so pressure, that's a common thing, right? So what my parents think I'm doing, yeah, they think that okay, you can finish it within 3 years, 4 years of PhD time, yeah, you can do it. Okay, so what your friends think are thinking that you are doing, wow, you're doing your PhD, you're doing your masters, you come up with a complicated equation, even though that we also don't know what it can contribute to. Um, so as a PhD student, yeah, I always think that my supervisor think that I'm sleeping at home. Okay, how bad is that? So there's a pressure. There's always be a pressure. If it's not from you, it's from the social environment. And the worst case scenario is when we tend to compare ourselves with our colleague or our friend. Okay, so comparing is actually the most burden that we're going to burden you. Okay, when you tend to compare, you need to know that undergraduate and postgraduate is different. If you want to compare when you're undergraduate, then that's still fine because you still share the same lecturer, you still share the same subject, the same examination. But when you go for masters and PhD, the scenario is different. You might have a different supervisor than your friend. Your nature of study might be different. Your friend might go for experimental design, you going for cross-sectional design, and then the variable that you're going to test is totally different. So why do you need to compare? Okay, you do need to compare. Actually, at the second semester of my PhD, I tend to compare, and I tend to compare with, a sister that is in her final year of PhD that have, all her experiment done. Okay, and that really burdened me. But in my third semester, and then I just self-reflect, why do I need to compare? Because this is my PhD journey, this is my master's journey. Okay, why do I need to compare? Okay, whether I finish it or not, it really depends on me, not by comparing with others. Okay, let it be others. So stop comparing yourself to others because it will only make you more stressful. Okay, if you look at the here Albert Einstein. Okay, if you want to be intelligent like him, actually he's an abnormal, but he's a lucky abnormality. Why? Because a part of his brain is missing, makes that another part of the brain expand, makes him genius in. That's why he's genius in science and spatial because of the expand of the part of the brain that focuses on the sign. But he's really bad in history, in geography, right? And he also have like 16% more neuron than the normal human being. That's why he's genius. So even Albert Einstein said that everyone is genius, but if you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, he will live his whole life believing that is stupid. Means that you have your own ability, your friend have your own ability. So why not focus on that and try succeed for your masters and PhD. Okay, deadline. Everyone have this. It's very stressful, isn't it? Especially when the STS already come up with a notice that you need to submit the notice of submission form. Okay, so deadline, or then you need to present, you need to defend your proposal. There's so many deadlines during your master and PhD, so that will contribute of your stress. Okay, I need to go faster because I think there will be so many more slides. and I want to focus on how you can cope with the stress, right? And perfectionists, stop being perfectionists. But perfectionists only will delay you. Whatever you have, okay, just send it to your supervisor. That's the most important, okay? um, Even though it's just a draft, just send it. Okay, because even though you think that you're already doing a perfect enough, but when you meet the supervisor, there's still so many corrections that you need to do. So don't wait until your paper is perfect. Just send whatever you have. Okay, issues with husband and friends. Try to limit all these. Okay, because it's not good. Because you already have problem within you. You already have problem with yourself, how you want to control your perception about a scenario and all that. So try to limit issues with your SV and friend. Okay, it's not worth it. Try to focus on, a bigger prize, your master and PhD, finish it up. Okay, procrastination also. Okay, I also have this problem actually till now. Procrastination. I always like working till the deadline. It's not good. But if you can handle or manage your stress, okay, and you think that your cognitive ability is good, when you finish out your work, when you're approaching the deadline, then go for it. Okay, because you only the one that know your ability, your capability. So if you think that you can work near the deadline, then go for it. If you can't, then you have to start on working, because a good product is not come over the night. It takes time. So make sure every day, if you don't want to write something, then read. Okay, read an article, do something. You can break for 1 or 2 days, but procrastination actually is very stressful. Okay, it's very stressful if you could not fulfill, especially what you already targeted. Okay, so the last one is dream of supervisor. Have you dreamed of your supervisor or your thesis? Okay, if you never dream, then you're not stressed. Okay, I tell you that. I always dream of my supervisor, and why on earth Jesus Tatum is here. Okay, Jesus Tatum, actually my supervisor, Professor Richard, his face is similar to Jesus Tatum. Okay, and I like to watch action movies. So the problem is, okay, this is my problem. The problem is, I like to watch action movies, and the best thriller action movies, the main actor is Jason Statham. So it's really stressful for me, okay, because I cannot, look at Jason Statham, because it will remember me of my supervisor. And then, yeah, actually, if you think this is very funny, but it really contributes to stress, okay? And then thesis, when you don't finish it, even though a single paragraph is still haunted you, that's normal actually, okay? Just work on it. Okay, but on top of all, the main contributor to stress is overthinking. Most research that I ran for, okay, on mental health issues, uh, the main contributor to stress is overthinking. Okay, overthinking. You think that you cannot do it. Okay, when you're, or like when your supervisor don't reply your message, you think that you did something bad. When your friend doesn't like smile at you, you think that, oh, what I've been doing, what I've done to him or her. Or if you don't finish your article within the deadline, and then you become like overflowed or overwhelmed with all the negative perception or negative emotion. Okay, so overthinking is actually the main contributor to stress. So whenever you want to think something that is negative, just try to cut it off. Okay, it's not worth, because you will spend more energy on that and make you exhausted, make you tired. So stop of overthinking. Okay. So yeah, that's a cool thing, that there's nothing in this world that can trouble you as much as your own thoughts. So that's why in psychology or in counseling itself, okay, the focus is on you, the individual, not on the surrounding. Okay, let it be, a negative, what you call that, a negative influence from the surrounding, but it is you yourself that will determine whether you are going to be a great person or not. Okay, it's you that control your thinking, your thoughts. So what a beautiful plan indeed. Yeah. Okay, everyone have a beautiful plan. Okay, semester one, I want to um, uh, go for these classes. I want to take this coursework. Second semester, I'm going to present my proposal defense. Third, I want to collect. Third semester, I want to collect data. It's a very beautiful plan indeed, isn't it? But actually, the reality is not that as planned. Okay, so that will contribute to your stress. But bear in mind, nothing in this world is as easy peasy lemon squeezy. You need to go through, you know, you need to go through the journey. So it really will depends whether you're going to be a great person later on or not. Okay. And then the effect of stress, I will just go through this a little bit quick. Okay, since I'm a psychologist and social psychologist, I feel like bad if I don't share to you, okay, the effect of stress to your brain, okay, or to your body, or to your emotion and your behavior. So actually, stress kills brain cell. Okay, when you are, that's why when you are unstressed, you can absorb more information compared to when you're stressed. Because when you're stressed, the amygdala will release more cortisol, the sad hormone or the negative hormone, the emotional hormone. Okay, so it will make a pressure to your brain. That's why when you're in a stress, your brain is like pumping up, right? Okay, so actually, when you're stressed, okay, it will kill your brain cell. Why? Because when you're stressed, it will destroy the newly created neurons in the hippocampus part of the brain. Okay, so that one it will affect your memory and emotion. That's why when you're stressed, um, you tend to forget on something, right? Because of you cannot think properly, and also if you if you cannot control your stress, then it will lead to the shrink of your brain. Okay, the right one here is the brain of a stressful individual person. Okay, it can shrink your brain. That's why when that's an individual that facing depression is not fun at all, because not that uh, they want to react like that, or they want to have that some sort of emotion or behavior, because it's just that they cannot control their mind, their brain, because it's already shrink. That's why depression is another mental health issues. Okay, there's something wrong with their brain. So we cannot make fun of those with depression or anxiety disorder. Okay, so if you cannot think straight, okay, ever happen that you can't think straight? Okay, especially when you want to meet your supervisor or you want to go for your viva, no, your proposal defend, okay, your proposal defend, and the morning of the proposal defend, you feel like, you cannot remember what you've been thinking or you've been reading the last night because of your stress. So you need to calm down. Okay, when you're stressed, your neuron cannot connect with each other, cannot link with each other. That's why you cannot remember. It will give an effect to your memory, but you can deal with that. I will show you how you can cope with that. Okay, so it leads to depression and anxiety. Stress is the first step that if you cannot deal with it, it will lead to anxiety and depression. Okay, so it also will reduce the immune system. Okay, if you continually stress, actually it will reduce your immune system. Okay, the ability of the immune system to fight off any antigens is reduced. That's why you tend to get cold, flu, headache, stomach ache, or tonsillitis. That one is one of the effect of stress to your body, to your immune system. It lowered down the immune system. Okay, our senses can learn under stress. Okay, so when we are stressed, obviously we cannot learn properly. We cannot observe whatever people been talking about, because of when we are stressed, the the amygdala will send a message to release the cortisol hormone. Okay, then the cortisol actually will block the ability of the learning process. That's why when we are in stress, we cannot like do our work. Okay, we tend to sleep and all that because we cannot think properly. It really affects your cognitive ability or cognitive performance. Okay, and then stress can make us prone to high risk decision. That's why um, making decision was is dramatically affected by chronic stress. When you are in a highly stressed or chronic stress, okay, make you tend to make a dangerous decision making. So make sure that, for example, if you cannot cope your master or PhD, okay, you know um, try to do activities that can reduce your stress, because stress, if you cannot control it, actually you tend to make a wrong decision. Okay, you tend to stop, or you don't want to continue a PhD or a master. So actually stress, if you can control it in a great way, it can make you a great person, an extraordinary person. Okay, is stress totally bad? Actually, experiencing moderate stress make us tougher. Okay, so in moderation, okay, whatever does not kill us may indeed make us stronger. Okay, so means that if you have stress, okay, and you can cope with the stress and you look it as a positive way, is as a boost for you to perform better, then if you can finish up the task that make you stressed, later on it actually can make you more tougher and stronger, because you can fulfill the task, right? So actually stress is not bad at all, but it really depends on how you manage it. Okay, and moderate stress makes us improve cognitive function, because of in one study, research at the University of Berkeley found that elaborate brief stressful event caused the stem cell in the brain to proliferate into new nerve cell. Proliferate means that it can, reproduce rapidly a new nerve cell. A little bit in use of stress, actually, it can, help you to come up with a new cell of neuron. Okay, a stem cell in the brain. So actually, there's a study when they put a little bit of stress on the rat. Okay, the studies on the rat. Okay, 2 weeks later, there's a development of the stem cell in the brain. Okay, so what does this affect? Okay, actually, it will improve your cognitive function, and it's really good for you. Okay, especially in decision making, in memory. So a little bit of stress actually it will improve your cognitive function. Okay, so this is the main thing that actually and answering the today's topic: coping strategies and tips, ways to deal with your postgraduate stress. Okay, so I'm not going to say that these coping strategies and tips will work with all of you, okay? Because every each of us might have our own way in coping stress. But these are some strategies that I'm going to share with you, and um, it really helps for a number of people. And I really hope that you can also practice it if you think that is good for you. Okay, when I conducted a study on how the coping strategies on stress, anxiety, and depression, the top three will be sleep, eat, and music. Okay, sleeping, eating, and music, that will help them to reduce their stress. Okay, but this one is the sample among the the not the teenagers, the young adults. Okay, but if you run it, if the study be conducted in an older sample, it might be like, for example, meditation, okay, solat, semua tu as one of the coping strategies. So it varies, but one of the coping strategies is sleep away the stress. Okay, whenever you cannot handle with stress, you can just sleep. sleep because of um, it really helps you in you know make your brain to put or to recharge back. Okay, so actually there's a study run by the Collegiate Student Journal. 81% was okay. The most often listed stressor is change in sleeping habits. Yes, I know during the master and PhD there might be a sleeping habit which we tend to, overwork. We tend to, sleep late night because we want to finish up writing. There's a deadline, but actually, having a great sleep is really good for your mental functioning. Okay, so there's also a study by a professor in Oxford. Okay, he come up with a sleep is cumulative, means that if you lose 2 hours of sleep, okay, for that day, and you sleep in the next day, okay, you top up the 2 hours by sleeping at the next day, um, is doing you good. Okay, it's okay. But then if you don't sleep in 5 days in a row, okay, 5 days in a row, you're in a trouble. Not that you don't sleep in 5 days in a row, means that if you reduce your sleep within 2 hours time in 5 days in a row, then you're in a great trouble. Okay, so actually if you look at the picture here, okay, in psychology, we have the serotonin and melatonin hormone. Serotonin hormone is a happy hormone. So when do you want to get the serotonin hormone is during the daylight. So that's why those that have depression, anxiety, and stress, what do they tend to do? They tend to, not tend to do. They prefer to be in a dark place in their own room. Actually, one way on how to reduce the stress is you need to go outside. You need to get the fresh air. Okay, and the melatonin is the sleep hormone. Why you can get it after 7 o'clock and above. 7 o'clock during the senja, the maghrib. Okay, that is where the melatonin will be released in our body. So that's why at night we feel like sleepy because our body will release the melatonin. So what I want to say is that it's really important for you to have a good quality of sleep. Choose the time of sleeping wisely because that will help you to reduce your stress. Okay, so, and actually, I do believe of, I've already mentioned this and emphasized this previously, but I really like to mention it again. We really need, I really believe in Sunnatullah. Okay, Sunnatullah, what have, God or Allah have been, um, uh, not create, have Allah have, how do I want to say it? It's just like this, in our biological, okay, this is the circadian rhythm is actually based on the circadian rhythm. Okay, so if you look at here, um, okay, if you look at here, okay, what is the most productive time for your body, okay, to effectively work is actually 4:30 a.m. onwards, okay, because that is based on your body function. So if you look at this, you can Google the circadian rhythm and follow your timetable, your daily timetable based on the circadian rhythm. Okay, this will help you to improve your immune system. It will improve your mental ability because you work or you set your timetable based on your biological needs. Okay, so actually I'm not really familiar with this schedule rhythm. I have another image. Okay, so the best time to start your day is actually early in the morning, 4 o'clock until the 12 noon. That one is the when your energy is at the peak. Okay, and then it will slow it down after 12 o'clock, and then nearly after 6 o'clock the melatonin will get released, the sleep hormone will get released, and then will make you sleep. Okay, sleepy. But if you set up your timetable, during the night is when you're going to, work all out until 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Actually, if you keep on with that routine is not really good for your health either. Okay, so if you want to set up a routine, do follow the circadian rhythm because it aligns with your biological needs. And then, um, for example, there's like some of people ask me, is it good for us to go to the gym or exercise at night? I would suggest it because of, during the night, our body releases the melatonin hormone. It's a calm hormone, it's a sleep hormone. But then during that time, we want to go for a gym. That means that it's really contradict with our biological needs. Okay, so if you want to go for a healthy psychology, then follow or make your timetable based on the circadian rhythm. Okay, so work out, stress out. Okay, actually, I don't keen on this because I don't like exercise either. But actually, when you exercise, it will release the endorphin hormone. It will release the serotonin hormone. Sorry, the serotonin hormone, the happy hormone. That's why when you after after a walk or after a 1 hour gym or after exercise, you feel like more energetic, more happy or less stressful. It's because of your body is releasing the endorphin, actually the endorphin hormone. Okay, endorphin hormone is the pain reliever. Okay, it release out the stress. So if you work out or if you don't like to work out, you don't like to exercise, you can just go for a walk. A 15-minute walk is enough. 15 to 10 minutes walk, 10 to 15-minute walk is enough. Okay. Like for example, the other weekend, okay, I go to Taman Tugu near the KL. There's like a slightly jungle trekking, and after an hour and a half of walking, I'm sweating, and but surprisingly, I feel like more happy, more energetic, like all the bad feeling or stress like leaving me out because actually our body during that time they will release the endorphin. If you don't like to work out, then go for a walk. But you need the fresh air. Okay, you need the serotonin, the happy hormone out there, the daylight. Go for a walk. Okay, so plan ahead and have a deadline or Gantt chart. I always emphasize my student. I always say to my student or ask my student, what's your Gantt chart? What's your Gantt chart? Because this will make you this will make you, you know, um, knowing that you have a deadline to fulfill. Okay, so because if you don't have a deadline, actually that will make you more stressful. Okay, because you don't have a target. So make sure you have a Gantt chart. Okay, for example, first semester what you're going to do, second semester what is it. So if you cannot fulfill your target at least, but actually you know where are you right now. Okay, so collect all your deadline and put them on the wall. Make sure it is easy for you to have a look on your plan, especially the semester plan, what you're going to achieve. You want to publish an article, you want to do your analytical details, etc., etc. Make sure you put that on paper. Don't put that inside your head. It will burden your brain more. Put it on a paper and place it at a place that you always will going to have a check and balance on it. Okay, schedule yourself some free time. But however, schedule yourself some free time to have a fun because your brain only can be on its optimal functioning when you're happy. Okay, so the deadline could be in a week, 2 weeks time, or a month, 2 months time. But then in between, make sure you can also make yourself happy. Okay, not just like all out working to that deadline. So identify your happy pill. This one is also important. Okay, or your green button. So every day, every morning, you have to identify what makes you happy for that day. Okay, not for that day, every day. Okay, what thing or what food, okay, especially food, can make you happy when you want to start the day. Okay, if you ask me, I'm gonna grab a cappuccino when I did my PhD. I will go to the university cafeteria and I will ask for a cappuccino, and that will be my breakfast, lunch, not dinner, okay, breakfast and lunch for the day because I need to focus on my work, okay, but that will make me happy because I get a coffee. So what yours? Okay, so you have to identify what will make you energetic or to start the day. Okay, you have to identify that. Or rice, you need to have rice in the morning. So go for it. Okay, enjoy your life when you're don't stress out yourself too much. Okay, or um, and if you eat rice, actually, it can release the serotonin hormone. Okay, the calm hormone, the happy hormone. Okay, so that's why if you eat more rice, you can become like what? Sleepy because there's so many serotonin hormone being released by your body. Okay, so much rice is not good, but just a good quantity of it. Okay, so for you to be happy. So meditation, yeah, is crucial. Okay, not important but crucial. Especially for the Muslim, meditation is very important. Okay, or salat, or dua prayers. You know that the prostration position or sujud position. Okay, I think every religion have this type of position. Okay, sujud. Actually, it can reduce the stress. Okay, and biologically, actually, when you are in that position, um, your brain is lower than your heart. Okay, makes the blood can pump fully at the brain area. Okay, the blood can flow 100% to the brain area. So that's why kita digalakkan what to sujud lama. Okay, so to make the blood can flow uh, at keseluruhan dekat keseluruhan otak tu, okay, because it can boost up the oxygen, it can boost up the the cognitive ability. Okay, so prostration position can reduce stress. Okay, and doa. Okay, doa is very important. Okay, you can work hard, you can strive hard, but at the end, who will determine whether you can grab a master PhD is the Almighty, right? So just search for any dua that can increase your internal strength. Okay, for example, I do always recite this dua in Maksurat. Okay, you can read the Maksurat for the Muslim, if you have Maksurat and you read it every day. Keep on reading it because actually indirectly that is the best booster, the motivational booster. So one of the dua that I practice is Allahumma inni a'udzubika min al-him wal hazan wa a'udzubika min al-azzi wal kasal wa a'udzubika min al-jubni wal bukhl. Means that, oh Allah, please, I take refuge in you from anxiety and sorrow, from weakness and laziness. Okay, make sure you have a dua. Okay, to preach every day is very important. So as the body can benefit from the movement, the physical movement, but your mind actually can benefit from the stillness. Okay, maknanya meditation is really important. Okay, a dose of social media is good, but the content matters. Means that why not? If you're stressed, okay, what I did was, um, it really depends on you what you wanna look through in your social media. But I really suggest you to go for a positive quote. There's so many. I don't know, is it a group or what inside the Instagram? Okay, the positive psychology, the senses for people. There's so many positive quote that you can get inside the Instagram, especially. So you have to filter. Okay, try to filter what types of content that you want to feed your brain. Okay, don't read something that is viral or something that it will contribute nonsense to your masters and PhD mind, your scholar mind. Okay, try to induce something that is positive. Okay, if people around you is negative, be it. Okay, you yourself is going to determine who you are later on. Okay, so fill your mind with something that is positive that you can get from the social media. There's people that they tend to shut down their social media during master PhD. But then it really depends. I don't want to do that because I think that I need to know what happened in the world, or the viral thing of that. But a little dose of that is good. Okay, little dose of social media is good. Okay. Right, budget effectively. This one is really important, especially for those that really that is working or that is don't have any scholarship. Okay, just rely on the on what you call that, that rely on the oh no, the self-sponsored. Okay, that rely on self-sponsored. Okay, so budget effectively because this will contribute to stress indirectly or directly. Okay, financial concern are one of the major causes of mental health issues like depression, and especially it also reliable among the postgrad. So budget effectively because there are some students that especially that you know um, self-sponsored that need to work in between. There's like students that need to defer. Okay, so this is not just like the supervisor, the analysis, or the writing that contribute to stress, but these the outsider, the environmental factors also will affect your stress. So budget effectively. Okay, so, BFF as a support system is very important. Okay, many students experience greater stress from the quality of friendship and relationship. So means that try to limit any social issues. Okay, because you already have your own issues, right? You want to finish your master PhD. So make sure you select your who's going to be your best friend or friend during your master's and PhD because that is also going to determine whether you're going to finish out your PhD or not. Okay, make sure your cycle is within the positive people, have the positive vibe because this really helps me. Okay, during my PhD, I have really attached with one of the sister. Okay, so during my final writings, I will go to her house and spend like 2 weeks not sleeping because I have a family, like 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. I will focus on writing, and then in the time being, okay, we're going to chat about, okay, yes, we can do it, we can finish this PhD together. So it's really important for you to have a good support system or a friend that will support you, that will, come up with a motivational word, okay? So it's really important. BFM is really important. Make sure you um, can choose the right friend. Okay, for your ideal time, this one is also important. Ideal time in master or PhD, make sure you know what is your ideal time to work. Okay, especially writing or anything. Okay, so if you ask me, my ideal time is in the morning, but there's among my friends, the ideal time is 4 p.m. above. So make sure you know what is your ideal time. Are you an early bird or you're a night owls? Okay, and be the routine. If you're a morning person, you feel that you are more energetic in the morning. So 8 a.m. Make sure you only go to the university, you only go to the library, or you already work on with your master's or PhD task. Okay, make it as a routine. A routine in your master PhD journey is very important. Okay, but make sure you determine who are you. Are you an early bird or you're night owls? But there's also a consequence. Okay, if a night owls, that's actually when you're not following the circadian rhythm just now. Actually will indirectly affect your health also. Okay, so if you're a morning person, then that's good because during that time there will be lots of serotonin, happy hormone be released. So I really advise you to work on with your study in the morning. And then if you need to do some music in psychology, um, I would suggest you alpha wave again. Okay, I always give a talk. I will always emphasize this alpha wave. The wave is similar to meditation. Okay, so because you're not going to meditate for the whole day, isn't it? Okay, so it really helps me. I can work like 4 to 6 hours. No, not that. 4 hours non-stop. Okay, by hearing alpha wave, you can just get this music in the YouTube. It helps you to focus because if you look at the wave here, okay, the brain wave at the alpha part is physically and mentally relaxed. Okay, so it can stimulate your when you hear this alpha wave music, it can stimulate your brain wave into a mentally relaxed state. So if you're going to like stay focused, you want to reduce your stress, why not while you're doing your work or you want to, have some release from your stress, listen to alpha wave. Okay, so if you want to go for any genre of music, then go on. But in psychology, because I'm telling in terms of psychology, alpha wave does help. Okay, deep breathing, your brain is oxygen. Okay, actually, deep breathing is one of things that can reduce your stress effectively. You just need to inhale from your nose, okay, and then just like hold it out and then breathe through your mouth. Okay, when you inhale, make sure your tummy is expand, not your chest. Your tummy is expand, and then you can release it to from your mouth. Okay, 3 times deep breathing. You can Google it and practice it. It's actually um, a really good therapy in reducing your stress, and it really works. Okay, whenever you feel like you cannot brain anything, so go for deep breathing. Okay, it's okay to cry. Okay, sometimes people think that they are weak, that's why they cry. Actually, psychology is good. Okay, because when you cry, it will release toxin and relieve stress. Okay, not a continuous cry because that one will, ended up with anxiety, depression, etc., etc. But when you feel like there's too much thing that you need to pull or burden you, okay, it's okay to cry. I do cry sometimes, and then after that, I feel like refreshed because of actually when we cry, we release all the toxin, we release all the, actually we release the cortisol from the what you call the eye matter, that one. Okay, so the eye matter, the tears, okay, actually it releases the toxin and it's good for you, and it's not just benefit for your mental health, but also it will benefit in terms of improvement of your sight view. Okay, your view, your eyes view is good. So it's okay to cry. Actually, it can reduce your stress too. So leave something to continue with. This is also that what I've been practicing till now. Okay, don't finish that thing on that day, right? So what you can do is that this is like playing with your brain, okay, your mind. So when you're doing a writing, make sure you leave something. Don't finish it up on that day. Leave something for you to continue the next day. So this will help you to keep your momentum. So because when you do something and you know what to work on the next day, so you can feel like more motivation to start working because you know where to continue. So for example, if you finish it on that day, okay, and then the next day, you have to start new, okay, and it will like, yeah, it will like you need to think something that to start a new paragraph, for example. So that will take time and it will make you more stressed. Okay, so um, for example, you have come up with a paragraph, okay, and then you want to continue another paragraph, and you know what's the topic sentence is. Okay, just save the topic sentence there, and then you can feel that you have the motivation and momentum to keep on writing because you're going just to continue on what you had started yesterday. Okay, think something. Okay, avoid nasty and toxic people. I mean, it's a total avoidance. Okay, put a distance. I tend to do that. Okay, if I'm, it's bad, isn't it? If there's an individual that come to me and then they keep on saying negative things. They are tired. They are like you know like these things cannot be done. It's very hard. It's very difficult. I will try to avoid them because it will directly influence my thinking. So I will try to avoid nasty and toxic people. Okay, so you have to total avoidance, avoid them too. Okay, those that judgmental, those that like to critique you, those that always bring negativity to you. Okay, sharing bad things, sharing viral things that would not contribute to your psychological well-being. So try to avoid that. Okay, and then habitual sarcastic yang properly. Okay, macam lah boleh setkan PhD tu ke apa ke. Okay, so try to avoid nasihat toxic people because it will really influence you. And just because we don't want to end up like this. Okay, welcome to the heaven. Let me just look at your phone. Wow, no bad deeds. Wait, no good deeds either. What do you do all your life? My PhD. Don't end up like this, okay? You can enjoy your PhD journey. I still remember what my my supervisor said to me when I say that I'm stressed. He said, "Why you need to stress? Research is fun." He only said that research is fun, and then I write down that on a paper and I paste it on my wall. And every time I feel like I cannot do this or I cannot like it's burden, something that is burden to me. I cannot continue with my writings on that. I always like repeated that research is fun, research is fun. Okay, make sure that you try to enjoy yourself. Okay, don't make hard to yourself. Try to enjoy. Okay, try to enjoy the master and PhD journey, even though it's hard. I know it's hard, but try to enjoy it because it's valuable later on. Okay, and then actually we're approaching to the end. So on top of all, yes, intelligence is important for you to in the master and PhD, but on top of all is intelligent with character. Okay, so it's not about all about intelligence, but how it can build up the character in you. Okay, adopting the right attitude can convert a negative stress into a positive one. So always positive talk to yourself. Okay, because even though there will be a social influence, okay, your friend, your family, and all that, but then you yourself will only determine who you're going to be, not others. Okay, so if you notice, like Kung Fu Kid, this story is full of attitude. Okay, pick up the jacket, and then eventually, just from pick up the jacket, he can improve his Kung Fu skill. Okay, so that is how you can apply it in your masters and PhD. So if you don't write, then read. If you cannot read on that day, then do something that related to your masters and PhD. Okay, and at a point, take a rest. Okay, give a reward. If you can achieve something, make sure it also comes to reward because your body deserves it. But attitude is very important in finishing the PhD. Okay, and then stop comparing with others. Okay, this is the crucial part. Stop comparing with others because you never live in their shoes. You don't know what the life that they've been going through, and they also don't know what the life that you have been going through. So why do you need to compare? Stop comparing with others because it only will burden you. Nobody is superior, nobody is inferior, but nobody is equal either. That's why Allah, our chap jari is different. Okay, so means that we are not identical. Okay, kita tak identical pun. People are simply unique in their own way. So you have your own way, you are unique in your own way, you have your own capability, you have your own strengths. So work on it, develop your strengths, develop your value, okay? Prove yourself to yourself, not others. Because there's some people that say, I want to finish up my master, I want to finish up my PhD because I want to prove to others that I can make this, I can, secure a master or PhD. Actually, that's wrong, and I don't like that either. Okay, why you want to prove to others? Because it only will burden you. Because that is where the expectation comes, that's where the irrational thoughts come, etc., etc. You just need to only to prove to yourself. That's why one day when you finish your master and PhD, then you will value yourself because you can finish up, the rough road that you've already taken. So just prove to yourself is enough. You don't need to prove to others. Okay, niat dah salah. The intention is already wrong. So make sure you have the right intention from the beginning. Okay, stop comparing and start working. So the difference between undergrad and postgrad, you determine what and when you want to work on something. Okay, so if your friend, progress ahead, then let it be. You can do that too. Okay, why you don't want to do like that? It really depends on you. But why you want to compare? If you compare, then you will start stressing. Okay, so start comparing and start working. Just work on what you need to, finish up. That's why I say deadline Gantt chart is important during the masters and PhD. Okay, so work within your phase. Okay, jangan others might good in statistics, you might good in literature review or systematic literature review. Then go for it. Okay, work on something. Okay, so because each individual have their own capability. So for first, so if for example, this picture. For first selection, please conduct three. Who do you think that can come back here? Of course, a monkey. So, if the individual that you're comparing with is a monkey, you're going to be a monkey. Okay, so just think of that. Stop comparing and start working. It's useless for you to compare with others. Don't compare your struggles to anyone else. Don't get discouraged by the success of others. Make your own path and never give up. Okay, you do not determine your success by comparing yourself to others, rather than you determine your success by comparing your accomplishment to your capability. Okay, that's the most important. So, as you embark on a new journey, keep an open mind. Okay, I got to know that some of you are just going to start your master's journey, your PhD journey, or some of you are already in your third, fourth semester. So actually, every semester is a new journey. Okay, so just keep an open mind. Don't shut your mind. Keep an open mind. Okay, always see there's always a light at the end of the road. Okay, you never know what could be until you try. Okay, stop overthinking. Stop all the irrational thoughts or thinking. Okay, waste no opportunity. So just try. If there's something your supervisor asks you to do, okay, try a new analysis, just go for it. Okay, just try because you never know your capability unless you try. Okay. So yeah, the evolution of intellectual freedom. This one is for those who wants to be a lecturer. I already see myself in this graph, but it's okay because I choose my route. I want to be a lecturer, so be it. This is it. Okay, but it really depends on your intention at the first place. Okay, why do you want to go for masters and PhD? Okay, so last word from me then. Life is a journey with problems to solve, lessons to learn, but most of all experiences to enjoy. Okay, try to enjoy the little bits or the little things in your PhD journey. Okay, not just in completing your thesis, but also enjoy the university life, enjoy the as a master PhD student, enjoy time with your family. But sometimes for example, like me myself, when I did my PhD, sometimes I feel guilty because I don't have time with my kids at home. But something a big prize. It always comes with it really needs a sacrifice. We need to sacrifice something in order for us to grab a big prize. But make sure when you want to grab the big prize, you will all out. Okay, you're going to all out of that. Don't waste any time. So have faith in your journey. Okay, anything happens for a reason to get where you're going next. So overall, masters and PhD, okay, is a marathon. It's not like a sprint that you can just like grab it like that. It's like a marathon. There's along the way you might like walk, along the way you might run, along the way there might be like something that make you stress, something that burden you, something that demotivate you. Along the way that you feel the sweat, you feel the you know all the negative things, thoughts. Okay, it's like a marathon, but slowly and gradually you will meet to the final. You will meet to the final. Okay, so it's not like a marathon. It's not like a sprint. It's like a marathon. Just bear that in mind. Take it slowly but gradually. Alright? So live your life to the fullest, enjoy and appreciate little things. So I think that's all from me, Azri. Okay, hopefully you know get benefit from this talk, this sharing. If you think that one or two points is applicable to you, then start doing, because all this tip is actually among the gist that the masters and PhD student that already succeed apply during their master and PhD journey. Okay. So I think that's all from me, Azri.
Okay, right. Thank you very much to Dr. Azeqa. Wow, well, it was a long journey just now for 1 hour, 30 minutes, presenting by Dr. Aini Azeqa. So, have a good night. Thank you very much to Dr. Azeqa. Please give a big applause, although can't hear everyone's voice right now. Again, a very thank you to Dr. Azeqa for the presentation. Alhamdulillah. The slide also is very interesting with the picture, with the analogy of your explanation and so on. So, Alhamdulillah, we also got too much of question that will be asked to Dr. Azika for you to answer based on our participant question. So, we would like to start the first question. Is it okay, Doctor?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, alright. I scroll first for the first question. Um, Okay, the first question is come from Nowara Almuns. Okay, just now he messaged us at time of 10:36. Okay, the question is about, usually I want to know everything about researching and studying in one time to follow. Is this normal or not? She is asking about
Okay.
multitasking. Is it okay doing research and studying?
Doing research and studying.
Okay.
What does that mean? Doing research and studying. Okay. Actually, I didn't really get that. Doing research and studying. Isn't that research is within the studying? Okay. Or do you mean that can you clarify that one, Asri?
Okay.
But do
The
you mean that it's a
question,
multitask?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, right. She asked, usually I want to know everything
Mm-hmm.
about researching and studying in one time to follow. Is this normal or not?
Okay. So does this mean like multitasking, like what you mentioned just now, right? So because
Is it
I
clear,
don't
doctor?
really, yeah, it's clear, but then I don't really
Okay.
get the
Line is the
researching.
problem.
Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, because I couldn't get the researching mean. Okay, because in doing a master or PhD, actually we are in the researching part, and at the same time we are studying. Um, Actually, if you want to put it in terms of the multitasking, okay, there's some people say that multitasking is good, but there's some people that are going to say that multitasking is you're not doing, up to your
Can
fullest. So means that you need to focus in one thing before others. Okay, actually,
super
also a
answer.
book. There's also a book from a social psychologist, okay, which is the one. I think the title is the one, means that we can focus or we can perform more um, if we focus in one task at a time, okay, compared to if we multitask. That same goes to when we are doing our research. um, they same as we are doing research, okay? But the most important is I'm not really sure because I'm a science social, but then I just like click if the science people might be different because you need to, run for your experimental in the lab and then at the same time you need to prepare the report or you need to go for the writing. So it really depends on how you can. It's normal. Okay, it's normal. That's normal. It's normal. Just that how you can cope with with two tasks at one time. Okay, so but if you ask me, I would prefer to go one task at a time because it will, come up with a better quality compared to if we, touch here a little bit, touch there a little bit. So if you want to go for a productive or a quality, um, quality outcome, then I will suggest you to focus one thing at a time. Okay, Azri? Oh, he's not in the line. Azri, are you there? Okay, but then,
Okay, all right.
uh, oh, you have a problem with your line.
Okay, is it now okay?
Yes,
Okay, all right.
yes.
Okay, for the next question asked by our students. Okay, um, do you have any tips to overcome burnout
Okay,
from
burn
Ali
out.
Azwa?
Okay, thank you. Actually, burnout does happen. In the process of us to finish our master PhD, but then don't make it. Okay, it's like this. Whenever you feel like stress or you feel burnt out or you feel like anxiety, okay, you need to go out. Okay, the main important thing is you need to change your position at least. Okay, but you need to move out. Okay, don't sit still. Or for example, you're working on something and then you cannot see any way out. Okay, don't just like spend all the day focusing on that. Okay, it won't help you. It will just like contribute to your burnout or your stress. Okay, what you need to do is you just take some fresh air out. Okay, you just go outside or go and ask your supervisor or your friend for help. Okay, don't just stick there because there's one of my friend. She's an NLP practitioner. When you're in a burnout or when you're in a stressful state, simplest way that you can do is that, for example, you sit still like this when you're in a burnout or stress state. Okay, what you can do is just think of a position where you are in a calm state. Okay, for example, you might bring your knees up on the chair. So try to change your position. So in your case, okay, try not to sit still on the task that you cannot work on with. Okay, try to move out. Try to meet your supervisor. Try to reach other contexts that can make you to reduce all the burnout stuff, or else you can try to do all the tips that I've already suggested just now, because sometimes when we burn out our actually we are up to the severe stress. Okay, what you can do is just take some fresh air and stop what you're doing right now. Okay, try to boost up your serotonin hormone, the happy hormone. Do whatever you think that is happy to you. Okay, so then it can improve your cognitive ability, your cognitive performance later on. Don't stick to that thing that burn you out at the moment. Okay, Misri?
Okay, right. Hopefully the question will be answered for Ali Azeqa. So the next question comes from Amina Rashid bin Ahmad Dahari. The question is how to downgrade the anger. Just now it's about burnout. So now, how to downgrade anger?
How to downgrade anger. Okay. How to reduce your anger, right? Okay, so yeah, everyone is anger, or dalam bahasa Melayu you call it baran, right? Um, Actually, when we are in that situation, the most therapy that is workable is deep breathing. Okay, whenever you think that you're going to, scold someone, marah someone, you try to deep breathe. It's really a good therapy. Even though if you meet a counselor or psychiatrist or psychologist, anything clinical psychologist, okay, and they see you are in anger state, they will ask you to deep breathing. Okay, try to practice deep breathing. That actually will, regulate or improve the oxygen inside your mind so you can think clearly. Because we don't want to be, for example, the one that I already talked earlier, the amygdala hijack. Okay, when you're in anger, your emotion rise. Okay, you have a higher emotion, all the anger, all the excitement in the same place. So um, all the stimulation actually cannot be processed by your mind. Okay, so that's why it will release more cortisol. So what you can do is every time you feel anger, try to deep breathe. Or in I think I'm not sure is it in Islam or what. If you're standing, you try to sit down. If you're running, try to walk. So it means that when you're in a state of anger, your heart pumped, your adrenaline, your hormone adrenaline is being released more. Okay, so try to calm it down by what? By deep breathing, or by kalau ada Islam zikir ke istighfar ke. Okay, you need to do something on that. You cannot like just follow out your anger, because it not just will make a destruction to yourself, but also to um, your surrounding, your environment. Okay, or whenever you're anger, try. Yes, your body, right? You know when you're going to get anger. So when you're going to anger, try to switch that to another thing. Stop on thinking that anger part and do something else that will make you more fun or release your anger. Okay, Azri.
All right, thank you, Dr. Azeqa. Yes, it's an advantageous. It has an advantage to our Muslims. They apply all the Sunnah by Rasulullah, right? By reciting the Quran, praying the Salah. So
Yeah.
that actually help us to from being an angry person. Okay, next, Doctor, from international students, Vivo vaccines. What the name is very special.
Oh,
The question
Azri,
is,
Azri, Azri.
my brain doesn't seem to
Oh,
rest.
okay. No, no, because I just want to add on something when
Ayo?
you say about. Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, okay. Sure?
Yeah, because
You may proceed.
the coping strategies, okay, it really depends on individual. Okay, yeah, salat, zikr, and all that is important. Okay, it might reduce our stress, but then when you're facing like an severe anxiety, severe depression, okay, when you ask them, okay, it's easy. You can just go for salat. You can just go for zikr. Actually, that it will only burden them more. Okay, so for example, if you are in an anger state, okay, you just try to do something that you are happy to do. For example, you're listening to the music, okay, or listening to the alpha waves that I shared just now, um, and then try to drink some water. Okay, just you want to calm down your palpitation. Okay, so salat and zikr is good, but it really depends on every each individual practice. Okay. Okay, that's all, Azri. You can proceed with the next question.
All right. Okay. Next question. Yeah, from Vivo Begins. The question is: my brain doesn't seem to rest when I go to sleep. My eyes are shut, but it's still functioning like when I'm awake. I barely dream anymore. Have anything that might help me sleep better? So doctors, the technique of sleep he need from
Or
you.
what? The what?
The technique, okay, he is asking how to help him to have a sleep, to have the technique to sleep better, because he report that my brain doesn't seem to rest when I go to sleep. My eyes are shut, but it's still functioning like when I'm awake. I barely dream anymore. Have anything that might help me to sleep better?
Okay. Um, this one is between by individual, right? There's a research conducted in the Western. Okay, one of the way that can make you sleep better is by exercising. Okay, because there's so many research currently doing on how exercise at night can improve sleeping. Okay, but if you want to try that, then you can go for it. One of it is exercise because it is empirically proven that, but not much study being conducted yet. But then if you exercise at night, it can help you to have a better sleep. But I would not suggest you that advice is that because it's totally it doesn't support the circadian rhythm just now. Um, so for the sleeping, actually, as I mentioned, our body will release the melatonin hormone, which is the sleep hormone, starting from 6 p.m. for onwards. Okay, during nak senja tu nak gelap, okay, it's almost like a dark, and that is where our body will release the melatonin hormone. So, in order for you to get a good sleep, is that one of it that you can try to make your room, the bedroom area dark. Okay, dark here means that it's a still dark. It's totally dark. No handphone, no Blu-ray, light from the handphone. Um, no table light. Apa kan? Yeah, the table light because no dim light at all. Okay, so try to make your room totally dark because that will help your body to release more melatonin hormone and it will improve the quality of sleeping. So that's why when at night, okay, even though if switch on your what you call the light beside your bed, the bedside lamp, that one, you can in the morning you find out that your body is still tired, okay, because your body couldn't release the melatonin at its peak because there's still light in the bedroom. So if you want to have a quality of sleep, make sure it's a very still dark, and then try to avoid looking at your handphone 30 minutes before you're going to sleep because it's going to, there's a blue ray light from the handphone. It will distract you to have a better sleep. And then the next one, what I can say is that, the difference between when we are working with our mental and when we are working on our physical, that's two different things. When we are working, when our work is rely on the physical aspect, it's easy for us to get a deep sleep. But when our work is involved mental, like what we are doing now, master PhD, because even though we are asleep, actually our brain is still working. Okay, our brain is still processing. That's why during the night, during when we want to wake up, we still feel tired because our brain is still working. But then actually it will only continue working when we are in a stress mode. So I'm not really sure whether you are in a stress mode or not, but only in a stress mode that we might find out that it's very difficult for us to have a good sleep. So make sure that before you sleep, you just shut down all your book. Okay, you don't need. Perhaps you can change your uh your 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 routine. For example, if you're doing your master PhD work at morning 8 till 4, then just close at 4, and then 6 onward, just focus on yourself. Okay, try to enjoy yourself, because when you're still thinking of it, it will actually influence, or it will still make your brain still working. Okay, you need to determine why you cannot sleep. Is it because of the environment? Is it because of you keep on thinking of, you know, your analysis that is not done yet, or you need, so there must be some trigger on why you cannot sleep. Okay, so make sure you determine that factors. Okay, Azri.
All right, thank you, Dr. Zika. And the last question
Yeah,
from Aida Amira. She asked how to deal
Bibo
with
Baggins.
anxiety. How to deal with anxiety in class? The anxiety caused by the lecturer in the class. So, what is your answer?
Again, because I just saw a Bibo Baggins popping out. I like that movie. Okay, again, Hobbit. Okay, again.
Okay. Okay. Right. From Aida Amira, she
Uh-huh.
asked how to deal with anxiety in class because the anxiety caused by the lecturer in the class.
Okay. So, anxiety is kebimbangan. Okay, so actually, anxiety is from irrational thinking, is irrational thoughts. So, it is not from the lecturer. It is how you interpret on what the lecturer's wording on you, how you interpret what your lecturer is saying to you. Okay, so basically, the main factors that contribute to anxiety is overthinking, irrational thinking, the cognitive distortion. Okay, means that you overgeneralize. We tend to overgeneralize something and make it as sources for us to become anxious. Okay, so it really depends on how you perceive, or how you put a perception on what um, the lecturer is saying about. Okay, so actually one of the things that you can do is, changing your irrational belief to, or the irrational thoughts of, others, to a positive one. You can counter back. There's many, like, this one is social influence, how the outsider can influence you. So how you can do that is, if they say something negative, but whether you want to feel anxious or stressed, it really depends on how you're going to interpret on what are the person or the lecturer is saying about. Okay, so be it as something like a challenge for you to to work harder, or to challenge all the the anxious feelings. So that's why I always highlight that, or tekankan yang, yeah, we are a social animal. We need to socialize in order for us to survive. But in order for us to be a great person, it will depend on us. How we interpret, how we perceive, okay, that will determine our psychological well-being. So it's back to, how you take other person word as a positive or negative, and in order for you to move on later on. Okay, Asri?
Okay, thank you for the response from Dr. Zika on the question of Aina. Aina, I think is covered the question. The question is
Aida.
covered Aida Amira. Okay, so Alhamdulillah, we just finished for read all the questions come from our participants, and a very thank you to Dr.
Thank you
Azika
all.
to spend time together with us for 2 hours. And Alhamdulillah, we just finished for the objective of our chapter YOSH program for this month. And hopefully, we will continue our relationship with chapter YOSH after this, Dr. Dika. We hope
Yeah, yeah, sure.
we can meet together in your office, inshallah. So to
Right.
everyone, thank you very much to attend our program
Yeah,
through
thank
online
you.
sharing. All right. So inshallah, last but not least, we actually want to have I asked about to my Emily first. So is that ready? Yeah, gambar. Okay, we'll proceed to for the photo shoot session. So everyone, I hope that you are not shy to open our video so that we can take a photo shoot together through online sharing. If everyone clear, I hope that everyone is not shy to open your video. Sorry. Alia, Baba, Fauzan, Nur Aisha, Zara. Let's we open the video so that we can having a photo shoot for a while before we left.
Hi, Amira. That's my high school friend,
Hi.
Mahat Kajang. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for joining.
Mm.
Hmm.
Thanks, Aini. Thanks, Aini, Azeqa.
Mhm.
Oh, it seems like everyone is shy to open the video. Every time we do like this when we are doing online sharing every month.
It's all right.
Okay, alright. So, but again, thanks to everyone to join us together. Alhamdulillah. Just now during Doctor session just now we are already having 49 participants in join for your sharing just
Mm.
now. So inshallah to everyone, we will send you the slide that presented by Dr. Azeqa through email. So everyone who are already participant, we will send the email for the slide, right? And then we will send also to you the link for us to get your feedback. What is your feedback for this online program and the topic itself? Then it's actually important for us to improve our session and our management through online sharing. And soon we will have a next program on October. So we will update in our social media. So don't forget to follow our Instagram, Facebook for any further information. So right, last but not least, I think that's all from our program today. Thank you very much again, Dr. Aini Azeqa. So we hope that we can see
And thank you all.
for the session. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Thanks all.
Um,
Have a nice day. Thank you, Josihan. How do I want to leave this meeting?